The torch in this review was supplied to me by Brinyte. The opinions in this review are mine and mine alone. I am not paid by Brinyte to support their product, and I will give you an open and honest opinion of how I see this torch. Hi guys, Tim here from South Oz Hobby Hunter. It's been a while since I've done a review, and this one's been sitting on my desk waiting for my attention, and that is for the T28 Artemis from Brinyte. I have been using this torch for quite some time now, on several hunts, just to get an idea of what it's like. So initially, I would say it is a great little torch at a very reasonable price. It's versatile, compact. It is a very handy little torch. It is nowhere near a $300 or $400 torch, but when you're only paying $150 for it, it's well worth that sort of money. So what do you get in the box? Well, it comes in this nice blue plastic case. It has a lot of information on the back and sides. Inside that, you get the actual case that the torch is in. Quite sturdy, very hard cardboard case. You open it up, comes with a semi-waterproof instruction manual. It has the torch inside, so I'll just bring it up a little bit closer. So there we have it there. So that is the torch. Inside the accessory case, we have a rat's tail or remote switch with dimmable functions and the on-off button. A recharging cable for the battery. A lanyard loop, so you can put that on the torch if you want to have it as a lanyard on your torch, so you can hook it onto your wrist or onto your gear bag. It comes with a little Velcro patch from Brinyte, so if you're into your morale patches on your gear bag, here you go, one from Brinyte. And finally, as always from Brinyte, which is one of the things I really do like about Brinyte's torches, is a small bag of O-rings. Now there's 3 in there for replacing them, and therefore your end cap. So when you change your battery, you can damage the O-rings, so they give you 3 to change out. Okay, so that is what comes in the box. The torch itself, as you can see, quite compact little torch. It comes with a plastic lens on the front, which is not a bad thing. Means if you do drop it, it's not going to shatter the lens. The focusing function of the torch is quite nice. It is about a 3/4 turn of the front bezel, and you go from full spot to full flood. When you first get the torch, there is a little paper tab inside the back of the battery compartment. You need to pull that out. On the battery, this is a USB Type-C rechargeable battery, and it is a 5000 milliamp battery, so as you can see there. So you plug it in there on your USB, and then just on the side there is a little light. It'll glow red when it's charging and blue or green depending on which battery you get when it is fully charged. Once you've charged your battery, you need to insert it with the nipple, or I think that's the positive end, yes it is. That end in first, screw your end cap on firmly but not overly tight. Now to turn it on, you press and hold the tail switch, and it turns on, as you can see. And then you can also use the tail switch to dim the torch or make it brighter. To turn off, just one quick press. So to turn on, press and hold. To turn off, one press. Now the multi-function of this torch, it has 3 different settings. So we have white, we have IR 850 and IR 940. Now what that means is you can change from infrared to white light on the go out in the field without having to take off the lens, change the pill, put the lens back on, and then you have a different torch. This one, you actually have 3 torches in one. You can also get the T28 Artemis in a red, green and white torch. It just doesn't have any infrared. Now this is probably one of the things that I don't like about this torch, is the fact that it has the IR940. IR940 is a good infrared beam. It is not as good as the IR850 in my opinion. Really, the animals that I'm shooting at aren't really spooked by the slight glow that you get from an 850 IR lens. So the 940 gives a little bit less glow. It also gives a significant distance change, so you get further distance with an 850 IR than you do with the 940. So in my mind, the 940 is a little bit useless because I hardly ever use it, only by accident if I switch over to that instead of the 850. What I would have liked to have seen is a choice of white light, IR850 and a red light. That way you can go for red light, IR or white light, which I would think would be a little bit more usable. So to change from your different pills or your different coloured lenses, currently I'm on the white, so press and hold and we have the white light. Now if I flick the switch over, which is just there, so move it from the white to the infrared, and there is a little bit of a glow. It's not much. Then if I switch over to the IR940, the glow is even less, but it is still there. Back to white and turn off. Now, as I said, T28 Artemis also comes with a rat's tail remote switch. So unlike the T18, which I reviewed a few months ago, that has a cordless or wireless remote. I was actually hoping that remote would work with this torch. It doesn't, sadly, but they give you the remote, which is the corded remote, which is not a big deal breaker. Now, with the corded remote, unlike the switch on the back of the torch, to turn it on is just one press of the center button. Oops, turn it to white. So, and then I'll bring it up so you can see it. So you've got the dimmer switch, so you can press and hold it and it'll go down. Or if you do individual clicks, you can slowly decrease it. And to increase, all you do is press and hold the plus switch or do individual clicks to bring it up. So as you can see, quite a handy little remote. Has a Velcro attachment on that you can attach to the stock of your rifle or mount it wherever you want, whether it's on your, as I said, on the stock of your rifle, on the handguard, maybe even on your tripod mount, depending on how you want to shoot. As I said, the focus ring goes from a wide flood to a nice tight spot. So quite a nice little attachment. So turn off. The one thing that you don't get with the torch, and that I would recommend that you get, is a mounting bracket. Now there are 3 out there, or 3 that I use, and you can actually get this one here, which is your standard figure 8 one that you can get from Brinyte. This one here, which is probably the deluxe model of all of them, and this is not from Brinyte, but you can, Brinyte actually do sell one very similar to this. This just mounts onto the Picatinny rail, and you have elevation and a windage adjustment to focus or to adjust the beam of your torch to the point of your aim. So when you're looking at a rabbit at 20 meters, you can bring the torch in so it's pointing directly at the rabbit. The other one that I use, and I bought this off eBay, this is very similar to the last one. It has a Picatinny bracket with a quick release, and inside the actual mounting point there is a ball type ring that clamps around the body of your torch, and as you adjust up your wing nut on the side, this will allow for minor adjustments whilst holding your torch in position. So you can actually just grab hold of the back of your torch and twist it into the direction that you want it to use. So either of 3 of those will be sufficient. The figure 8 one, the standard figure 8, They're sadly not adjustable, so basically where the torch points is where the torch points. You can't adjust that. So that's obviously the cheapest option. Your second cheapest is this one here that I picked up on eBay. And then finally, this U-Butte one with your windage and elevation adjustment. I think they're around about $30 to $40, give or take. Don't quote me on that. So, as you can see, quite a good little array of for the torch. So I'll quickly go through a few of the specs of it. It gives on the white light at the highest setting, will give out 650 lumen. Will give you approximately a runtime of 135 minutes, which is actually pretty good. They claim out to 525 meters of beam, and the intensity of 69,600 candelas. So it's actually quite a powerful little beam. It's also waterproof, thanks to the O-ring, as long as you keep them in good condition. And it does have a drop resistance of about 1 meter. So if you do accidentally knock it off the table or it falls off your rifle while you're hunting, around the 1 meter mark, it shouldn't do any damage to it. You might get a couple of scuff marks, but that should be about it. It comes with a 5-year warranty, so a 2+3 warranty. So, which is a good thing. It weighs about 200 grams, so nice and light. The dimensions, 182 to 196 millimeters. So depending on if you've got it zoomed in or out to flood, obviously that adjusts the length of the torch. The body diameter is about 25.4 millimeters, so you need to factor that in when you're looking at your mount, the way that you're going to mount it. And the head diameter is 54 millimeters, so it's not a huge head. But as I said, it is quite sufficient. I shoot predominantly out to about 50 meters, and this torch is perfect. It's nice, it's compact, it gives out a decent beam, very adjustable. But as I said, the only thing I don't like is the fact that it's got a 940 pill in there instead of a red light. Now, red light would obviously be my choice. One of my other torches is very similar to the T28 Artemis, and that does have the red, the white, and the 850 IR lens. So that is my usual go-to torch, but as I said, I have been using this one quite substantially just to get a feel for it, and it is a very handy little torch to use. I've taken a few videos. I will try and get them onto this review to show you how it performs out in the open. But if you're looking for a cheap or a budget-friendly torch, and you want versatility, then I would recommend the T28 Artemis from Brinyte, the regular retail price of $149. So if you use my code SOHH5, it'll actually give you a 5% discount on whatever you buy on the Brinyte website. So go check them out, have a look. They have a few different torches to choose from. Have a look, see which one suits your needs, and maybe make a purchase. Here I'm using the white light function of the T28 Artemis at very close range. Here I'm using the IR850. This rat is at 25 meters on a wide floodlight, and as you can see, he's lit up very well. And finally, I'm going to switch between the IR850 and the IR940. As you can see, when I switch over to the IR940, there is a slight decrease in the intensity of the light. You will also notice that the point of aim has changed slightly, and this is where having an adjustable mount for your torch comes in very handy. So thanks to Brinyte for sending me this torch to use and review. I'm also in the process of editing up several more hunting videos, and they should be out fairly soon. Thanks again for watching. If you like my videos, please hit the like and subscribe button. To get notifications of new videos, click on the bell. And until next time, please stay safe and stick to social distancing.